Hey 49ers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports, and today, yes, another mailbag here. We had so many mailbag questions. For our first video, I decided to do another one to answer some more mailbag questions. So hopefully, if you didn't get your question answered last time, you'll get it answered right now. Let's start with Mr. Owens, who asked, will the 49ers cut Pettis and Thomas if they don't do good this season? And I thought E-Man was our starter in the secondary. Okay, so multiple questions there. I guess Pettis and Thomas, I think they could be cut before the start of the season. This is asking if they don't do well this season, could they be cut during the 2021 offseason? I think they could be cut this season. Dante Pettis did nothing for the 49ers last year, and he's going to lose another roster spot to Brandon Aiyuk, and Jalen Hurd comes back, and Aiyuk can return punts. I think Pettis is going to be let go overall, because that 49er depth chart is just too loaded on the top side now. You got Samuel, you got Hurd, you got Aiyuk, you got Trent Taylor, you got Kendrick Bourne, and if you didn't produce last year, what makes me think you're going to be producing for the 49ers this year? I think Pettis is going to be a camp cut. I think that's almost guaranteed. Solomon Thomas, he will not be cut this year, I don't think, because, again, they want depth on the defensive line. You saw DJ Jones and Ronald Blair. There were a lot of injuries on that D-line D4 last year, so I would go ahead and keep him, despite the fact he didn't perform well this year like he has basically every single year. And then your other question talking about overall cornerback, what was the question here? Oh, is E-Man our starter in the secondary? He is right now, but that's going to be an open competition for the opposite cornerback slot, opposite of Richard Sherman, and Keller Witherspoon has every right to it, as Emmanuel Mosley has. If Witherspoon worked out hard and learned from his mistakes, there's no reason why Mosley can't, or that Witherspoon can't go ahead and take that spot away from Emmanuel Mosley. So, overall, hopefully I answered all three of your questions. I wanted to get them all in there. Let me ask you guys this. Who's more likely to be cut, Pettis or Thomas? Type P down below for Pettis, type T, my name, down below for Thomas. Although we're not talking about me, I'm not getting cut. We're talking about Solomon Thomas, right? Multiple Thomases here on the 49ers report. Let me know which one down below. All right, moving on. More questions here. Neil Rowland, he asked, when is your projection on when the National Football League season will start? Jeez, oh man, I don't know. I mean, I think they're trying to start on time. I think they probably will start on time. Here's my overall prediction. I think the NFL season will start on time. I think that if it does get moved back a little bit, they will probably cut a couple of preseason games and kind of add it and make it just go back a little bit further, maybe cut your bye week as well. I think for sure they will be starting with no fans in the stands. I think there's a very real possibility the entire NFL season could have 0 fans, and they might get fans back for the postseason whenever this whole thing starts to clear up. So I have no idea. I'm not an expert, but I think we obviously will play. I just expect no fans in the stands. We'll be watching on TV, which is better than nothing, even though no fans is going to be very, very weird and very, very quiet. I've been to a couple of scrimmages football games when I was covering Baylor, and it's like a quiet football game. It's very odd. Let me just say that. It's very, very weird overall to watch, and so we'll just have to experience that and go through that going forward. We'll ask this question. I'll just do it. How upset will you be if the NFL season is canceled? Like, how upset? Type R down below for really upset. Type S down below for super duper upset. I think we'd all be typing S. If the NFL season is canceled, then, I mean, good Lord, what the heck are we going to do? Hopefully it's not. I don't think it will be, but I would be surprised if fans are not in there. Now, despite the fact that the season, who knows what will happen, they're still going to have our draft picks, and eventually Javon Kinlaw, Brandon Aiyuk will be on the football field, so why don't you go ahead and pick up one of their jerseys right now. They've been selling like hotcakes, but we keep mentioning it here on the 49ers Report. Chatsports.com/49ers1 is your link. It's also in the description. Just click it. It'll take you to authentic jerseys. You buy one, you wear one, you love it. You comment, say, Thomas, you were so right. That's what you do here whenever you go ahead and get a jersey. Get them now because they're going very, very quickly. Share Lore asks, what's up, brother Mott? What's up? How we doing? We doing good? Okay, first of all, you are doing a great job, and keep it going for us Niner fans. Is this my burner account? This is great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm trying to keep you guys entertained, right? Let's see. With Taylor, Hurd, and the new wide receivers healthy, do you think we can be a top 10 offense? If so, what are your projection percentage of us going back to the Super Bowl? Okay, so asking if we could be a top 10 offense. We actually were a top 10 offense last year overall. If you look at total offense from 2019, the Cowboys were number 1, the Ravens were number 2, the Bucks were number 3, which is kind of scary because the Bucks get Tom Brady and Gronk now. Whatever, 49ers were number 4 overall in total offense. Falcons were number 5. I think overall they're going to be better, and I think the question here was more asked, will our passing offense be better? And the answer is yes, it's got to be better overall. You get a better left tackle, a healthier left tackle in Trent Williams on the left side, and then you have better receivers. This isn't waiting for Marquise Goodwin. This isn't waiting for Dante Pettis to get on the football field. This is having Jalen Hurd, having Deebo Samuel year 2, by the way, which is going to be really good, and Brandon Aiyuk as well. I think the wide receivers are going to be fantastic. Percentage projection of us going to the Super Bowl, I mean, I don't have a percentage projection, but I'll give you my 4 best teams in the NFC right now post-draft. The 4 best, in no particular order: 49ers, Bucks, Vikings, Packers are the 4 best teams right now in the NFC. Mark my words, those are the 4 best. I think the honorable mentions next were Seattle, Philadelphia, and the Saints are probably the next 3 best teams overall, but roster breakdown, 49ers, Bucks, Vikings, Packers are my top 4 teams in the NFC. Now, what do you guys think? Besides the 49ers, put that bias away for a second, because we'd all would type, the 49ers are the best team right now. That's fine. Who's the best team in the NFC besides San Francisco? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Okay, a couple more here. Bradley Gilmer asks, Thomas Mott, will Staley stay around in some form or fashion? He's extremely valuable off the field. Can you see the impact he had on Kittle, McGlinchey, or you can see the impact he had on Kittle, McGlinchey, and last year once with school and Brunskill? I have no idea. He didn't really say anything in his 30-minute press conference when he was like on a Zoom retirement thing with a bunch of media members. Went back and watched that one. Didn't really say anything in terms of he's going to be around the team. I bet he would make an appearance at training camp, and he might make an appearance at OTAs, and who knows, some NFL players like to be around training camp. It's what they've done the past 13 years in Joe Staley's instance. Would he be helpful? Sure, but it's not like Trent Taylor and the coaching staff can't coach up the younger guys anyway. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think the big deal is the 49ers' overall starting offensive line looks absolutely fantastic. I'm excited. For as great as Staley was, he was a little bit of a liability over there on the left side because of injuries last year. Hopefully, Trent Williams goes ahead and fills that role and fills it very, very well. We need you guys to fill a role here for Chat Sports by clicking the notification bell, because YouTube keeps telling us only like 20% of our 20,000 subscribers have notifications on. All that does is just tell you when we drop a new video, which you probably want to know anyway because you're subscribed here. So click the notification bell down below next to the subscribe button. Click that also. That would greatly help us out. The Machine asks, what do you think our receiver depth chart will look like? Okay, so I decided to go and put this together right now. It's very early. I think Samuel, Aiyuk, and Bourne are your top 3 wide receivers, so they'll kind of mix around when you do a 3 wide receiver set. You'll have, 2 on the outside, 1 on the inside, and all 3 of them can play both inside and outside. I think Hurd is number 4, I think Taylor is number 5, and Dante Pettis rounds it out at number 6. That would be my depth chart overall. Who's the best wide receiver on the 49ers? Let me know what you guys think. Type S for Samuel, type A for Aiyuk, type H for Hurd if you want Jalen Hurd. I think it's obviously Deebo Samuel, but don't count out Brandon Aiyuk or Jalen Hurd this year. I think they're going to have a very good season overall. You know what, we'll go and do 2 more. Toby Reyes asked, do you think Brandon Aiyuk can come in and be as good as Deebo was his rookie season? Yes, 100%. For as great as Deebo Samuel's rookie season was, and it was very good, the stats aren't really mind-boggling. 57 catches. He was thrown at like 80 times, so the catch rate has got to get a little bit better. 802 yards and only 3 touchdowns. That's pretty average for a starting wide receiver that comes in to be, a big role player for a team like San Francisco. Not bad by any means. If Aiyuk duplicates that, that'll be a great rookie year. I think Aiyuk can have a couple more touchdown catches. I think 6 to 7 is a lot more realistic for Brandon Aiyuk, and I think obviously Deebo Samuel's a 1,000-yard receiver next year. 8, 9 touchdowns. They're both going to have better years, but I do think Brandon Aiyuk can go ahead and duplicate what Deebo did during his rookie year. Last question here. Rugrats asked, if Henry Ruggs, that's kind of funny, it's like, is this Henry Ruggs burner account? If Henry Ruggs was not drafted by the Raiders, would the 49ers have gotten him instead of trading back? Short answer, no, I don't think so. I think they were set on Kinlaw. I think Kinlaw was the pick. Because if it wasn't going to be Kinlaw, they would have taken either Jerry Jeudy or Henry Ruggs because they were available, and they didn't. I don't think the 49ers were any higher on Henry Ruggs than a guy like CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy, and so I think that Kinlaw would have been the pick overall, and that was probably the right pick as we talked about earlier on in this video. Okay, a couple more here, and then actually we're going to go ahead and finish up with this one. We're running out of time. J-Bats, he asked, would Joe Staley retiring, who will become the new heart of the team? I think Kittle would be the one to step up. I think Kittle kind of already is the heart and soul of the San Francisco 49ers, but there are so many talented players that you can't really just pick one and say, that's the heart and soul of the Niners. I would go ahead and do it like this. These would be my 14 captains going into training camp. If I had to pick Kittle, Bosa, Sherman, Warner, I think all of them have earned that right. Obviously, Kittle, we know that he's earned that right. He's the best tight end in the National Football League. Bosa is a young voice, but also a proven voice. Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's only going to get better. Sherman, obviously, is the old man on the team, the old wise sage cornerback who's been there, done that, won a Super Bowl. He's got to be a captain, in my opinion. And I think Fred Warner has earned the right to be a captain and middle linebacker. I mean, Fred Warner moving up and down the field, left and right, he was so good last year and did not get the recognition that he should have. Was a second team, kind of a Pro Bowl alternate going into the NFC Pro Bowl. I think he's been fantastic. I would make him a captain as well. But overall, there isn't one player, and Staley retiring, the whole heart and soul factor, you're losing losing that, I don't think is a big deal. I think Trent Williams, when he comes in, will be a good teammate. I know he wasn't at Washington, but Washington was botching medical stuff, and he just kind of rubbed him the wrong way. I think he's excited to be here in a brand new overall environment. So I would go with Kittle, Bosa, Sherman, and Warner as my 4 captains. Kittle probably the heart and soul, but there are a lot of leaders on the football team, and that's why they were able to go through the season that they did and dominate and play very, very well, and we expect that going forward in 2020. So there you go. That's all the time we have for today for this other 49er mailbag video. Hopefully I got your question. I think I got every single one. If I missed one, don't worry about it. We'll have you guys back on again for another mailbag probably later next week, so stay tuned for that. All the time we have for today, though, for the 49ers report, I am Thomas Mott. We go ahead and sign off. Stay safe out there. Again, you know, even though things are opening up, keep washing your hands, right? Stay home, relax. It'll all be okay. Again, for the 49ers report, I'm Thomas Mott. Signing off for the rest of your day.